something to bring them to a game 3, but this one does not look like it's that easy for them. So we'll throw it over to our casters, B-Cup and Lacoste. Take it away.
Take it away.
Thank you very much.
It's your turn. You're the
I thought it was going to be you. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I usually take the throws. Thank you very much, B-Cop. Appreciate that. You guys in the panel talking about a lot of things here that I think that me and Lacoste are looking at.
The thing is, we can reference the panel as well because we were actually listening to what the panel was saying.
I don't listen to you. No, I do. That's how I get all my good points, is by listening and phrasing them into something just better than what you said. So
let's see if there's going to be
working.
Let's see if there's going to be a fight happening. I mean, fighting into Sven could be rather difficult. This hero has one of the best abilities at level 1, AoE stun with some damage.
Oh.
JT, I'm going to pause the game. Something's happening. He's like, I got to crack a joke. Guys, listen.
Listen, I'm going to say...
Why did chicken cross the road? It's a microphone problem.
Oh, so he has to take off the headset and then say, hey, as loud as possible, why did the chicken cross the road?
And everyone in the audience, like, laughs their asses off.
Maybe he's just like, so there's 2 muffins in an oven. One muffin says, boy, it's hot in here. And then the other muffin says, holy shit, a talking muffin.
Okay, let's get into the game. Microphone has been fixed. Bad jokes have been thrown out.
That's comedy.
Now only good Dota's left to be played.
So 2 bounty runes apiece after that pause. It's just, it scares me again if JT gets the opportunity to have a free lane in the off lane. He dominated game 1. And if it happens again, like, I just don't see any answers.
I'd say they have slightly stronger lane this time around, especially if they want to soak up some of the damage early on, burn all of his mana, block the camp, because last time they did not do it. Kaka immediately places down Sentry Ward. Unblocks the big camp, even though it is not blocked at the moment.
Making sure it stays that way, though. Which, one of those heroes that does output a lot of damage with the mana that he's given when throwing out his Q. Frost blasting as much as possible. But once he's out of mana, like, if you're able to sustain through the onslaught that he brings, the lane does open up pretty exponentially for you.
It really does, and we can see the Sentry Ward inside the crystal, so he kind of blocked the camp and will get the Sentry D Ward immediately. They understood what went wrong in the previous game, so now they're made adjustments.
They're not really stopping JT from CSing, though. I really don't know if they can, in this lane. Bottom lane, DY. Skywrath, not exactly a hero we're seeing all too often. What do you think brings him to the forefront in a draft like this?
Wanted to have a bit more control against Brewmaster. Same goes for Beaver. You get out of position, long duration silence. It's also a strong laner. They would definitely pick up hero like a Disruptor if it was available, but Bright understood where the threat is coming from. Was a good ban. I want to see them play aggressive on DY. DY definitely first blood material in bottom once they pop Cinder Brew. But for now, gonna keep some more harassment coming onto Ghost.
Yeah, we'll see what Ghost does in this lane. His lane was super open. He also got first blood in game number 1. They really don't want to be giving that up to him again, especially on a Sven. Like, this is a hero that snowballs really quickly out of control.
He does, but he's not as strong as a laner as Terrorblade, I would say. Sure, he's level 1, level 2 is strong. Maybe level 3 when you're sitting in the lane. And DY, oof, Imitator, he was not close to get Shikuchi. Still, they ignited him. Needs to be slightly more careful here. DY is still keeping a point whether he needs to use Arcane Bolt or Ancient Seal to have a little bit more control.
Especially on, say, someone like the Imitator on
Ghost
Weaver.
is so low.
Top lane, though, Undyne in trouble. And even with the Frost Shield, JT able to get first blood. And they gave it up to Ghost in the first game, but now it's going to JT, the guy who you really don't want to have having a good time.
And now also JT making an adjustment, getting the speed aura creep so they can run him down. This also doesn't need any kind of mana since you're playing anti-mage, so some of your mana will be burned. This time around, 4-minute Vanguard, not too shabby. On Doom, just needs to use the courier and then good luck. Not sure how you're going to be able to kill him.
Yeah, good luck, Chuck, as this is early Vanguard that's coming through for JT again. 26-5, by the way, for the Storm mid. Top of the CS chart.
He's keeping the distance and also making an adjustment in his item build. Knows that he needs to move away from Spirit Siphon. Early boots on Storm Spirit, an item that we don't see most of the time. Like you want to be getting some stats. Maybe you want to get Rush, Witchblade, get Kaya, Power Treads. Kaka now in trouble.
Yeah. Frost blasted to death as Undyne gets a kill there on Akaka, but just opening up space to JT as much as he can for the moment. Things very quiet in this bottom lane, and I think that if DY is able to especially get these early Wisdom runes, an activated Skywrath Mage could be a bit of an issue.
DY doesn't have much mana to work with. I want to see some more aggression in this bottom lane. It's a super strong lane, especially once you hit that level 3. Brewmaster has Ring of Health available, Magic Wand charges. He's not going to die. Like, they can't really burst him in this lane at all, so I want to see them maybe even dive underneath the tower. You do have the Swarm available. As said, DY does not have mana at all. Imitator will go through the gates or fake it, then try to play aggressive on DY.
DY trying to take that Swarm off him, and Imitator still thinking about going through the Twin Gate. Not really much DY can do. Like you said, he's not got a lot of mana. And now, it's picked up for Doom. He's going the way of the Midas. No surprise. Ghost. That Cinderbrew ignited. Sustaining well enough.
Kaka's here bottom. They want to get some kind of a kill here. Irving.
Stormhammer.
No point in Drunken Brawler yet.
Yeah, concussive shot. There's the silence, and this should be a kill. It will be. Irving going down. And again, it's opening up the lane for Ghost, and it's just so scary when that is happening while JT's just got a free lane to himself. And he is getting right-clicked. He is losing all his mana, but he doesn't quite need it at the moment when he's just going for CS.
The moves from Bright seems pretty scripted, I would say, where they are kind of doing the thing by the book, where it's like 6 minutes, we have to go with 2 supports in this mid lane and try to get some damage dealt to the tower, which I don't mind in this second game. Let's see if they can burst that Prophet. Seems like they're going to be able to do so.
Oh boy, yeah, that is a bad feeling. Phoenix with that Exorcism, not getting the 2-1 tower. Kaka surviving, and, well, Imitator dying. And again, JT the whole time farming. You've got Ghost farming, and this is what really brings it for Xtreme Gaming from a tiny little snowball that might not do a lot of damage when thrown to it ramping up into a giant snowball as a big base for the snowman you're making outside.
This opens up the other lanes as well, where they make this rotation on the mid lane, get the kills. Ghost is getting some solo XP. JT doesn't care at all, even though he doesn't have mana. This time around, we'll skip mana boots because he's not the one putting the pressure on T2T. Instead, he's got to rush for Midas. Might go back for mana boots later on because it's still a component for Octarine Core and you want to buy that item.
They're sending the Brewmaster back to get the Wisdom Rune, which leaves the lane open for Ghost.
Radiant are scanning.
Their lanes kind of fell apart. I wanted to see much more aggressiveness in this bottom lane.
Undyne is already dead on his screen.
Neutral
to a neutral creep.
Okay. Easy clap.
kill stealing like a...
Paparazzi not too happy about this one.
No, not at all. He's kill stealing like a Oracle that's got level 3 in Purifying Flames. JT getting chased here. He doesn't have a lot of mana. There is a blood grenade thrown on him, but he is very tanky to the right clicks when he doesn't have any mana. And he turns this around onto Imitator, and he's using that Scorched Earth and a lot of damage onto Imitator. He might have been able to chase him for a kill, but doesn't want to go in too far and find himself dying while he's going for this Midas.
Smoke, DY, Paparazzi, they want to get a kill on Irving. He's level 6 after he picked up that Maroon. There's also, let's see if he shows up in the lane. There he is, but they're also picking out Phoenix.
Oh, he's coming over. Silence, and this is just another kill onto the Death Prophet. No way to survive. They were ready on the high ground.
They didn't come for Death Prophet. In the end, killed Death Prophet, which is a bit of a weird one.
DY's almost level 6.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Like, that's level 4 on Undyne, level 4 on the Weaver. And these supports on the side of Xtreme Gaming already have their level 6. Sinister Gaze, Mystic Flare with the Silence, Ball Lightning. They've got the Vortex. Irving dead without being able to get the Primal Split off. And Imitator's going to follow him to the grave.
Kaka
Undyne on the run. Kaka has telekinesis,
but can't get close. This was the perfect timing. DY just got level 6. Like, that last creep got him level 6. He was hiding in the fog, and they do manage to burst him down. Like, I can't blame Brewmaster there. He feels very unkillable with Vanguard, Magic Wand, Urn of Shadows. He's sitting at 1400 HP, but got surprised. Maybe they, like, checked the scoreboard. They saw that he's level 5, so they're like, okay, let's dive. There's no way he's going to be level 6. And then this, like, surprise kill. Without Mystic Flare, there's not enough damage to burst him. They're going to go in again. They want to use this Primal Split. Get something done. But again, laning stage, 10 minutes into the game. They are losing by quite a margin.
Yeah, 4K lead already. JT has got that Midas. He's sitting here top of the net worth, no surprise with this Doom, and nothing really stopping him from continuing on and getting as much gold as he wants. As mid lane, Undyne will die again. He's already dead for the 3rd time this game, and it's 8-1 in favor of Xtreme Gaming, and they want to get themselves a mid-tier 1.
That's a dead tower as well. JT has been sitting in this top lane for a long time. Hand of Might is done. Anti-Mage does burn all of his mana. JT doesn't care too much as long as he can use Hand of Midas. Casual Devour from time to time. He's gonna be fine. He2T, Ring, Broadsword, going into Battle Fury on Anti-Mage. This is gonna take a while until he farms it. Meanwhile, Ghost is farming in the triangle, some stacks that they made for him. And yeah, he's gonna hit such an earlier timing compared to Anti-Mage, where he's gonna be able to fight. They have Roshan as well. Stealing Roshan from a Dead Prophet lineup is going to be big. Thing about Sven is also that these camps that have been added, Hero doesn't have a problem with just moving between the camps and farming them up as long as they're available. So these outer camps do benefit Sven a lot. Twin Gate movement. Let's see.
Feels ambitious to fight this. They don't have Exo. Is this really what you want? They're going to go. They want to go with the Primal Split, the Sinister Gaze, but JT, is he going to die here? He's low already. Nobody helping him out. They let him die. I'm a little surprised.
They can't really help him out.
They were there earlier, but yeah, they just left him for dead.
Primal Split already has been used. So time to strike.
Yeah, with God's Strength off cooldown there, he's going to farm this stack too. Like you said, Ghost is just getting so much out of the map. I don't even know when the Exo or when the Roche timing is here for Team Bright. It still feels to be the same, right? Level 2 on Exorcism, and then you go. But you're so far away from that. The game's not exactly going well for the Death Prophet.
We don't see these early Roshans anymore as much as we did in the previous. Because Roshan is in an awkward spot. Like, sure, map was smaller back then. It's in the, like, middle of the river, you take tier 1 tower, maybe you have EXO running, level 1 EXO, it's still enough to take Roshan. Now you need to go to a different side of the map
Has fallen.
and kill Roshan, which leaves the rest of the map pretty safe to farm. So one of the reasons why we don't see it being killed off immediately.
Right. This lead just ever expanding here for the side of Xtreme Gaming. Now 7,000 net worth. Imitator. I wouldn't, yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if JT just throws the Doom out on Imitator. He's not afraid to be that guy.
If it's an Invis hero, JT will pop a Doom on it.
They're coming over a little bit, but twin gating towards bottom. JT will go over with DY. Maybe they want to put some pressure here on the bottom lane and get this tier 1 over bot, but nobody really pushing in the lane just yet. Things kind of quiet for Xtreme, but they're happy to do so, right? You've got Ghost who farms pretty effectively. Obviously, JT gets a lot of farm off the map with Devour and Midas. I don't really see anything for Bright that'll turn it around and
Dire's bottom
start to
tower
dig into that net worth.
They need to play with EXO, Primal Split. These are relatively long cooldown ultis, but they need to use it. While Anti-Mage, you pretty much need to play as 4 while Anti-Mage is farming. He's your late game security. You need to drag this game as much as possible, considering that you have already a 7k deficit. You also know that Sven is farming on the other side of the map. He's underneath the ward, so maybe you try to take a fight.
Moving like they might want to. They do have EXO and Primal Split.
Dire are scanning.
Scan connects, and they've also got Imitator coming down towards bottom. So do they take this fight? Is one of the big questions here for Team Bright to get back into the game.
Xtreme Gaming having a really good read what's going on. As soon as Anti-Mage shows up in the lane, starts to farm aggressively like this, they knew exactly, because they have an observer ward that's had been pointed out by Kaka in enemy jungle. And he's like, well, no one's farming this part of the map. They might be somewhere else. So Imitator showing on the top lane. This is 4 points in Ancient Seal, 6-second duration of silence, more than enough to kill Weaver. Storm jumps in, pulls him in. With Ancient Seal should be enough.
There's the silence. There's the pull-in. Mystic Flare doing some damage to get the kill. The Stormhammer now hits on Irving, who gets the Primal Split off. Undyne over to the side, taking a lot of damage from the cleave. They go to the Exorcism. They've got the control. It's onto the Stormster, the silence, and they'll get the kill. So Paparazzi's killed off, and they don't get anything more than just the Weaver.
Not too bad of a trade. These are the types of trades that they want to be getting. Primal Split has been used. Ghost
Phoenix
still chasing. Oh, can they
I don't
burst
think
it
you
down?
could be doing that. That is moving up way too far, and they still have the damage to get these kills. Irving even needs to be careful. Imitator comes back in. DY is going to probably die behind enemy lines, but if Ghost gets another Stormhammer off, could have just lost more heroes and one not, if not two.
Is under attack.
Imitator used time lapse too, and he's going for this Watcher, but he'll come up onto the high ground, and now Imitator able to walk away.
Needs to be careful. JT has shown that will use Doom on any target just to be able to get the kill. Still the most farm hero in the game at the moment. Like, there's a big difference between two carries, what they want to do, because Ghost, he wants to join a fight, had that Echo Saber, disassembled it, and now has a 9-second BKB, while Anti-Mage just finished off Battle Fury. Also has another Ring of Health. Okay.
What? Didn't we see this one time?
Well, yeah, maybe when someone misclicked, yeah.
Mystic Flare and the kill on a Phoenix. I swear we've seen like that extra Ring of Health that wasn't that great.
I guess he feels that Cornucopia doesn't give him enough HP regen when he's jumping between the camps and farming, so needs a little bit of extra, which he's going to turn into Vanguard later down the line, Abyssal Blade if the game does allow him to do so.
Still here bottom, and I kind of have been free to farm a little bit. He's not catching up to the Sven, but we'll see if he can get there. Looks like Xtreme are setting up towards Roche to potentially take it. All that while Paparazzi's over mid. He's got to be careful that he doesn't get caught out again. But he'll walk away from the 3 heroes from Bright that are coming over their way. And with the God Strength, they're going to start to work on this Roche. Also dropping down that Mystic Flare. And this is going to be Aegis. This was something in the first game, especially at this timing in the point, or this timing in that part of the first game where they were able to get the Aegis and start to snowball the game out of control into unwinnable territory for Team Bright.
Xtreme Gaming feel really strong right now, with Sven having a BKB, going back to Echo Saber. Ton of damage coming out from him. JT, a bit of a slower start from him in terms of kills, but he still has some insane amount of farm on this Doom. Octarine Core done, plus Pipe. They're looking for the next set of items, especially the big one's going to be Storm Spirit with Lincoln Sphere, so he can't be like stunned by Brewmaster, pulled in by Lich, and of course, something that he really is afraid of, that's Mana Void from Anti-Mage. Kaka holding on to Shikuchi, so being on a different part of the map, pretty much having the dream of a game on Rubik, playing into Weaver, where you can set things up, and also found a really nice item for himself, Eye of the Vizier, an item that has been buffed 2 times in a row because it was very underwhelming. You're like, well, you want to have some extra cast range? You'll have no mana to use your abilities, and now it does provide decent amount of mana regen, 125.
Yeah, up from just 0.5, like that's a big change.
Up from nothing, that's also pretty big.
Yeah, the B to C, that 0.5, but yeah, up from 0 initially. So smoked up, moving down towards the bottom end of the map, while Ghost is just pushing in the top tier 3. Ball Lightning, Undyne in trouble. Silence avoided with the BKB being popped here by Phoenix. They've got the Silence on Undyne. They don't have the damage to get the kill just yet, but Shikuchi forward into the telekinesis means Undyne still falls.
So they popped the BKB on Dead Prophet. Phoenix was extremely afraid. Like, they can burst him. If Sven jumps him in, lands another stun, Rubik from Shikuchi with the lift. It's a rough situation. Like, you pop a BKB, you also most likely want to be using Exo and then committing to a fight. Now, you don't have a BKB, but you have Exo, so you're still very burstable.
Cliff used and Xtreme backing off for a moment. We've got creeps coming though, so they could always just go and turn and push again. Not really going for it just yet. There is a tier 1 sitting bottom still this late in the game for Team Bright, who really haven't been able to start doing much of anything. Kaka also stealing the Wisdom Rune here, and we've talked about how important those are.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So tier 1 is going to drop on the end of Team Bright. They still have 2 minutes on this Aegis. Like, they're getting a lot of objectives out with this Aegis.
Getting the kills. Seems like Team Bright wants to use the smoke. He2T just finished off Manta style. Phoenix has double damage running. BKB's back off cooldown, while Xtreme Gaming is killing their Tormentor. This would have been a pretty good time to strike. Probably 2 supports would die off immediately, and now Rubik has a shard, so he can save people. Paparazzi knows something is up. He actually scouted them out.
Dire are scanning.
Scan comes in, but I don't know if this is going to be a fight that Bright really end up liking when they're going to be taking it. DY and Kaka not working with a lot of health, but Ghost still has the Aegis, so he's not afraid to die.
Still on half HP. Let's see. Imitator. If he can maybe try to like cook something, get out of the trouble. Problem is you play into Skywrath Mage. So you show up, you'll get Ancient Sealed immediately. Good positioning from Imitator, and they knew exactly,
where he was. Yeah.
Exactly.
That was really well done by Ghost. That's a spot that's so cheeky in terms of breaking smokes. Ghost just immediately knew, though. So this is looking like another tower, and the last outer tower that stands for Team Bright that's going to be taken out.
Oh my God, JT, he's holding the Philosopher's Stone. Like right now it's in his backpack, but Philly, Devour with Octarine Core and Hand of Midas. 15,000
So much gold.
net worth.
Under attack.
Better than the Sven. There goes the tower.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
What does Bright need here? They need a perfect fight and a mana void that does a lot of damage, right?
Not gonna be an easy one to execute. Like, sure, you have anti-mage, so you feel like, okay, we have late game secured, but then again, you're playing into Sven, playing into Doom, like Storm. This is a really good scaling lineup. Sure, anti-mage is getting the farm, rest of the cores are not. Kaka has more farm than Brewmaster at the moment, and also getting closer to Dead Prophet. Another smoke from Bright. Last time around they did this, couldn't find anything. I think they caught a glimpse of Ghost, so they want to take a fight. He does have an outpost at TP2, however.
Kaka gonna be the first one to go get jumped on, but he's stolen Blink, so he could just get out of the fight. JT holding back, and Bright just evacuate from the situation, as now all 5 heroes are here from the side of XG, and they're gonna smoke themselves.
Maybe plant Ward inside the enemy base, get the first initial jump. Imitator farming the outer ring. Scan will not connect onto anything.
But he is very dead. So they get that kill, they'll clean up these creeps, they'll push in. Roche 2 minutes away. Oh, actually going to the twin gates, so maybe they want to fight bottom. Let's see if they can find anything. Anti-mage is hanging around. It's surprising the movements that they made there. I thought maybe they'd want to push in the top lane, but PDT shows himself. They've got the Stormhammer, and they won't be able to get the Doom off in time. Gets out with the Manta.
Having a much more silent game this time around, only involved in 2 kills. But it's still better than Anti-Mage score, which is 0-0-0. I mean, for Anti-Mage, this score is fine. It's most important that he's not dying. Almost keeping up with Sven in terms of farm. Needs to play this much more careful game compared to Sven, because they've been holding on to Aegis. They're using a scan. They know exactly where Xtreme Gaming members are. Have we seen EXO being used other than one on the mid lane?
I don't think so. I don't remember it being used other than that. Really not much, honestly, from the Death Prophet either. So, going, finding, and dooming of this Death Prophet. Ball lightning into the Vortex. The TPs are just taking too long. They should be able to at least get the kill there on to Phoenix. They'll deny him, but now you want to go for more. And, well, now the Stormhammer, the turnaround, and that's going to be a dead Hiduti as he jumps in a little bit too far and ends up losing himself for 60 seconds.
Infernal Blade on Void Panda. Yeah, Andy thought he was going to be fine blinking in there, but Manta Style already been used, so they pop immediately.
Telekinesis, Vortex.
They'll be fine, but rest of the team and rest of the building seems like they're not going to be. Sven dealing some serious amount of damage right now. Crystallis pops that God Strength. Arcane Runes still running on Storm Spirit. But now will end. There's not much they can do. Without the Anti-Mage, they don't have enough damage.
It's crazy Undyne's only level 9.
I mean, we haven't seen the team fights. We haven't seen these Chain Frost bounces. Their XP runes are, again, getting stolen.
Really insane here. 9 is just so far behind these other supports. $24,000 net worth lead. Xtreme starting to back off and maybe looking to go towards the next Roche. It's up in a minute. So that'll be at the 29-minute mark, but Bright not looking to sit still for too long as they've got a 4-man smoke. DY, he's by himself, but not going to be spotted by these heroes on Bright.
Radiant
Scans
Smoked
out.
in. Don't know when Roshan's going to spawn. Extreme Gaming using a scan so they know where Team Bright is heading.
Oh,
And
silence. Manta, Exo, and the Vortex now onto the Anti-Mage. They've got the Cinder Brew thrown down by Kaka. Blink in, Infernal Blade, lighting that Cinder Brew. They go to the Mute with the Doom. It's on to this Brewmaster. EDT looking for a moment to go in, but the Stormhammer lands on two. They get the kill on Undyne. They're going to look over and get the Brewmaster. Irving's dead. EDT, he's going to be forced to just try to blink and survive, but he'll end up falling. The damage from Sven is too much. The ball lightning back in. Phoenix, even with the Exo, is killed off, and GG is called by Team Bright as Xtreme Gaming take the 2-0 in this series.
they cleaned them up. They hit a much earlier timing. This Dead Prophet pick didn't really work out for them. It's a long cooldown.